Okay, so we are here with Angela Raub, who is the president of Leadercast. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Angela.
Thank you for having me. Of course, when I come to Houston, I have to see you.
Yes, and you came from Atlanta.
I know.
Right. How's the weather up there?
Today was a beautiful day, and I get here, and it's kind of, a little.
You brought some rain, I think.
I think I did.
Uh-oh.
But I get your sunshine, so it offsets
there you go.
it all.
Perfect. So, Angela, tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be a leader within the Leadercast organization.
Great question. I tell people all the time, and probably why I should hire you as a publicist, but I would describe my background as a professional mutt, meaning that I've tried different things.
Okay.
I'm a chronic learner, and so that's boded me very well. So from working on Wall Street to raising money, and working in higher education. But where my true passion is about, I've always aspired to be a servant leader in any capacity. So as a fan of Leadercast over 7 years ago, 3 years ago, I received a phone call from Leadercast asking if I was looking at any opportunities.
Sure.
And so for the first time in my career, I've now received 2 positions at Leadercast that I did not apply for. And it's been the best season of my life. So I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm passionate about our brand. I'm passionate about people like yourself in our community. I love to go to work every day.
Nice. So Leadercast has been around for how many years?
We are an 18-year-old company.
Wow.
And so we're well established, but we are still a teenager, Pierre. So I tell people that we are still growing into this beautiful adult, and we're getting there. And it's only, again, through people that are in our community like yourself that are helping us to do that.
Now, 18 years, but I mean, in that process, in that journey, there's been a lot of things that you guys have evolved into and learned, and I think that's part of what has allowed you to execute an event that has world-class leadership experts, right, that are on the stage sharing their journey. And what are some of the top favorite speakers that you've been able to see come across the stage at Leadercast?
For myself, all of our speakers are my favorite speaker, but there are a few. Actually, I credit Angela Raub,
Okay.
who was actually the CEO of Burberry at the time, and now she's SVP over marketing with Apple.
Okay.
Another Hoosier girl. But she is one that was on our stage, and she spoke into my life at a critical time and was just a game changer. Andy Stanley's always a favorite.
Andy Stanley, my gosh. So he typically opens the conference every year.
He does.
And I will share with you, we have folks that come and stop us after his speech and say, thank you so much for producing the event. And it's right after Andy Stanley. And so I think that just speaks volumes about the caliber of Andy Stanley's message.
I would agree with you, and I think the thing that Andy does such an incredible job is just consistency of messaging, and that's why his organization has done so well. So when he talks about purpose and clarity of our mission, he's the real deal. And I think that on an annual basis that people just want that reminder, because we're all seeking that. And I think a lot of people, to your point, Pierre, come there because they want someone to re-anchor them, to just make sure that, yes, I get that, and that's how I need to readjust both myself personally and professionally.
Absolutely. So when we think about leadership, what do you think are some important traits of a good leader?
I think first and foremost that I think you and I are both very passionate about this in our friendship, we've talked about it, but authenticity.
Yeah.
I think that you could be the best actor in the world, but who you are and your values and your behaviors that no one sees, people see that.
Absolutely.
And so I think just that authentic character, and again, that leads into then transparency.
Absolutely.
And I think not being scared to be honest, because people really will respect you more if you have maybe a message they don't want to hear, but if you're just upfront with it, by showing someone greater respect of being honest with them, it will actually bode you greater returns than not being honest.
And I love that you talk about authenticity because, coming from the marketing and event branding space, for me, as a marketing professional, a lot of times we're looking for ways to angle something, to say something, to create a logo that says something, and so I think when we talk about leadership, you're 100% right. Being authentic in that ultimately allows you to build a brand that people gravitate, and you want to make sure that you're authentic with that conversation, because you want to gravitate and attract the right type of energy, the right type of people. And when you're not committed to that sense of authenticity, you end up attracting what you are not, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. And it's interesting because I look at two different junctures in my career. One time when the economy was booming and I was making money hand over fist, but working for someone that necessarily wasn't transparent or authentic. And from that, Pierre, even though I was making a ton of money, I wasn't happy because the leadership was not aligned with what I thought the mission of the organization was.
Sure.
And so for me, that was a really just priceless lesson in life to learn as a leader. And so and then I've worked in a transformation, and it was so hard and so many hours, but I loved the leader that I was like, whatever war you want us to go in today, I'm down, absolutely. I'm in. And so those are why that behavior and that authenticity, it's a driver to make that team behind you. You don't even need to turn around, because with that, it is a vacuum of just people saying, I got to follow that.
Absolutely. And I would tell you that within the leadership at the organization that you now lead, at that point you were involved in the organization not as the president and CEO. And so to me, I felt like the culture of the organization had that vision that I really bought into. And so when you were able to come in and take that, I remained as a big fan of the company, because I felt like the vision that you guys have, which is to build leaders worth following, right? I think that's such a powerful vision, and it's definitely our sincere hope that as we continue on this journey, we're able to bring a quality experience that really adds value to the people that attend the event, not just at your site, but also at the sites, all over the world. And obviously our sites.
Exactly, and you do such a fantastic job. We cannot thank you enough. You're going on 5 years.
Yes, this is going to be our 5th year.
Happy anniversary.
Yay! We got a 5th year anniversary to celebrate, and I think we're going to have a lot of amazing things to be bringing to our community, and I think that's going to be an important part of our culture as a company, and I can't think of a better organization to be partners with than with Leadercast, and particularly with you at the helm of the organization.
Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for spending some time here talking with us in exclusive for On Air with Pierre, and we hope to be able to next time you're in Houston, get you back in on the show and get you to come and hang out with us again.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pierre. I appreciate it.
Hello, my friends. You and I have a date at 11 o'clock every single Wednesday, so you can tune in and watch my show, On Air with Pierre, where I interview local celebrities and the movers and shakers of the Bay Area, Houston. So be sure and tune in to On Air with Pierre, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock.